Every day is the same, yet every day is different. This statement, from a man who has spent over 2 decades in a maximum security prison, encapsulates the stark reality of life behind bars. A life sentence, a punishment that signifies the ultimate loss of freedom, a lifetime confined within the cold concrete walls of a prison cell. It represents a severance from the outside world, a world of bustling city streets, vibrant colors, and the warmth of human touch. For those condemned to this fate, each day becomes a microcosm of their existence, a relentless cycle of monotony and confinement. Time moves differently here, each second stretching into an eternity. Days blend into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. Small moments of connection, like writing a letter, become lifelines in an otherwise isolated existence. The rhythm of life in prison is dictated by a strict and unwavering schedule. Each day begins with the clang of metal doors unlocking, signaling the start of another monotonous cycle. Inmates rise from their bunks, often barely wider than a coffin, and shuffle towards the communal bathrooms, their faces etched with the weariness of captivity. The air is thick with the smell of stale sweat and cheap soap. Every movement is monitored, every glance scrutinized. Breakfast is a simple affair, often consisting of bland, unappetizing food served on metal trays. The mess hall buzzes with the low hum of conversation, a rare moment of social interaction in an otherwise isolating environment. After breakfast, inmates are assigned to various tasks, from working in the prison workshop to cleaning the facilities. These tasks provide a semblance of purpose, though they are often repetitive and menial. Recreation time in the yard offers a brief respite, where inmates can exercise or simply enjoy a moment of fresh air. As the day draws to a close, inmates return to their cells, the clang of metal doors once again echoing through the corridors. The cycle repeats day after day, a relentless march of time in a world where freedom is a distant memory. Within the confines of prison walls, a complex and often tense dynamic exists between inmates and guards. The guards, charged with maintaining order and security, wield a considerable amount of power over the lives of the inmates. Their words carry weight, their actions have consequences. The clink of keys on their belts, the authoritative tone of their voices, serve as constant reminders of the inmates' subordinate status. Inmates, on the other hand, navigate a world where every move is scrutinized. They form alliances, create routines, and find ways to cope with the monotony and stress of prison life. The yard becomes a place of temporary escape, where they can engage in physical activities or simply walk and talk. Guards must constantly be vigilant, aware of the potential for conflict and unrest. Their presence is both a deterrent and a source of tension. The balance of power is delicate, and any shift can lead to significant consequences. Despite the challenges, some inmates find solace in solitary activities like reading or writing. These moments of quiet reflection offer a brief respite from the harsh realities of prison life. Occasionally, moments of understanding and mutual respect emerge, reminding both inmates and guards of their shared humanity. These interactions, though rare, can foster a sense of hope and connection in an otherwise divided environment. The psychological impact of a life sentence is profound and multifaceted. The knowledge that one's freedom has been irrevocably extinguished, that the world outside will continue to move forward while they remain trapped in a stagnant reality, can be a crushing burden to bear. Time, once a measure of progress and possibility, becomes a relentless adversary, stretching endlessly before them like a barren desert. The isolation and monotony of prison life can lead to severe mental health issues, including depression, anxiety, and even psychosis. The lack of meaningful social interactions and the constant presence of danger can exacerbate these conditions. Inmates often struggle with feelings of hopelessness and helplessness, knowing that their chances of release are slim to none. The psychological toll can be devastating, leading some to question their very sense of self and purpose. Rehabilitation programs and mental health support are crucial, but they are often underfunded and understaffed, leaving many inmates without the help they desperately need. Section 5. Coping Mechanisms: Finding Humanity in Isolation. Despite the dehumanizing nature of prison life, inmates develop a range of coping mechanisms to navigate their challenging circumstances. These mechanisms, often born out of necessity and honed through experience, allow them to retain a semblance of humanity and sanity within the confines of their confinement. They provide a means of escape, a way to transcend the physical and emotional limitations of their environment. Group therapy sessions offer a platform for inmates to share their struggles and support each other, fostering a sense of community and understanding. These sessions can be a lifeline, providing emotional relief and a sense of belonging. Writing in journals is another common coping mechanism. It allows inmates to process their thoughts and emotions, offering a private space for reflection and self-expression. Creative outlets like art classes enable inmates to channel their emotions into something constructive, providing a therapeutic escape from their harsh reality. Through these activities, they find moments of peace and a way to reclaim their humanity. Section 6. Hope and Despair: Emotional Rollercoaster. The emotional landscape of a life sentence is a tumultuous one, marked by a constant ebb and flow of hope and despair. Moments of fleeting joy, triggered by a kind word from a fellow inmate or a letter from a loved one, can be quickly overshadowed by the crushing weight of their reality. The knowledge that their freedom is gone, that their future is predetermined, casts a long shadow over every aspect of their existence. Section 7. Seeking Solace, Religion, Art, and Literature. In the face of such adversity, inmates often seek solace in avenues that allow for reflection, expression, and a sense of transcendence. Religion, art, and literature offer pathways to meaning and purpose, providing a refuge from the harsh realities of prison life. They allow inmates to connect with something larger than themselves, to tap into a source of strength and resilience that can sustain them through their darkest hours. The ripple effect: impact on families and loved ones. The impact of a life sentence extends far beyond the prison walls, casting a long shadow over the lives of families and loved ones. The incarceration of a family member, particularly for life, can be a traumatic experience, leading to emotional distress, financial hardship, and social stigma. The loved ones of those serving life sentences often navigate a complex web of emotions, including grief, anger, guilt, and a profound sense of loss. Reflections on Resilience: The Enduring Human Spirit. Despite the hardships and despair inherent in a life sentence, the human spirit has an extraordinary capacity for resilience. Within the confines of prison walls, where hope can seem like a distant flicker, inmates find ways to adapt, to cope, and to retain a sense of humanity. They forge bonds of friendship, seek solace in creative expression, and draw strength from their faith. Their stories, often untold and unseen, are a testament to the enduring power of the human will to survive. The question of justice, rehabilitation, and redemption. The concept of a life sentence raises complex questions about justice, rehabilitation, and redemption. Is it ever justifiable to condemn a person to a lifetime of confinement, to extinguish any possibility of parole or a second chance at life outside prison walls? Can a person truly rehabilitate within the confines of a prison system often characterized by violence, overcrowding, and limited opportunities for personal growth? And if redemption is possible, how can it be achieved within an environment that often seems designed to punish rather than heal? Conclusion: Life behind bars. Life behind bars, particularly for those serving life sentences, is a stark and unforgiving reality. It is a world defined by confinement, routine, and the constant presence of authority. The psychological impact of such an existence is profound, leading to a range of emotional responses, from despair and apathy to resilience and hope. Yet despite the hardships and limitations, inmates find ways to cope, to adapt, and to retain a semblance of humanity.